Are you struggling with sleep right now? Is this one of the biggest burning issues that you have where you're trying to move forward in your life? You have a lot of goals, visions, and dreams, but you can't get sleep together? If this is you, I'm going to give you some of my best advice and tips and things that have come through during sessions with clients for how you can get a better night's rest. Stick around. So, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is what I do for myself. This is what has come through during sessions with clients. These are the things that I would highly recommend if you have a hard time with sleep. Number one, the single number one best thing I can recommend is that you are doing a grounding spiritual practice where you are grounding yourself and you are grounding the room in which you are sleeping. This is very, very important. I will post the link down below to my grounding practice, how you can really just anchor into your body. Here's the thing. If you are highly sensitive, high achieving, if you are a healer in any capacity, and you maybe don't even think of yourself as a healer, but if people love to be around you and you are around a lot of people, touching people in other people's auras, and you're trying to shut it down at night and it's not turning off, you might be running other people's energy. You might have other entity energy in your system. We cannot heal what is not ours. And if you've tried everything and nothing is working, there is a possibility that you have other people's energy in your space and you need to ground it out and you need to clear it out and you need to anchor in new energies that you choose, that are the colors and qualities you want for yourself in your life, and not just whatever has randomly filled in throughout your day. So, the next tip I have for you is that you have to have a ritual. If you are anything like me, if you are in your late 40s, heading toward 50 or beyond, if you are in perimenopause or menopause, what used to fly is no longer going to fly. So I highly recommend that you get with yourself, that you meditate about it, you get in stillness and silence, you ask the question to spirit, you lift it up so that you can get your response and your answers. If we want the spiritual realm to help us, we have to show up. We have to lift it up. So ask your higher self, your guides, God, spirit, the universe, your inner being, whatever you like to call it, what would be a nourishing, consistent bedtime routine that I could do every day? What would really nourish me? So, for example, you might get yourself some blue light blocking glasses and put them on by, sundown. You might decide to get off all technology by 7:30, 8 o'clock p.m. You might decide to drink a cup of chamomile tea while you journal about your day and brain dump and get everything out of your head and onto the page. You might choose to do some gentle yoga or stretching after you have your tea to prepare yourself for bed. Maybe you do some tapping to really let your subconscious and your psyche and your nervous system relax and know that it's time for bed. And then maybe you put some magnesium lotion on your legs. And if you really need help, maybe you take a melatonin. These are things that I've loved to do, that I've done in the past. I think that blue light glasses and magnesium are two huge, really big things that if people aren't doing it, that's something I highly recommend. I will post some links down below to my favorite magnesium lotion, but you can also take it internally. And if you do, you want magnesium glycinate. This is what's going to help. So many women are deficient in minerals and especially in magnesium. And so, if you are not currently taking a magnesium supplement, this is amazing. There's also um, I love the Calm drink, and sometimes I take that. It is magnesium, but it's magnesium citrate. So it is going to relax you, but it's not the same as the glycinate, and it's going to cause you to need to go to the bathroom as well the next morning. Another tip around this, as I mentioned, is the blue light glasses. And I just cannot say enough about these. In this day and age, we just have so many lights on in our home. We have so many screens that we're on, and it's just really hard for our circadian rhythm to know when it's nighttime. We used to like turn off all the lights, or we didn't have electricity. We went to bed with the sun, rose with the sun, and that is no longer the case. So, blue light blocking glasses will decrease your melatonin production. They will trick you into thinking that the blue light will make you think that it's day, it's midday, and you're awake. So, invest in a pair of blue light blocking glasses. You can find all kinds. I will link to my favorites down below. Melatonin is a bit controversial. It depends on who you talk to. I myself love it. I listen to Medical Medium who talks about taking it. He says that it can help with anxiety. I have found this to be true. If you're a highly sensitive, intuitive, spiritual person, if you're open to a lot of energy, feeling energy, running energy, healing people, it can be really challenging to turn it all off and relax. So, melatonin helps me get great sleep. I'm all for it. So, this can seem a little bit overwhelming if you don't do a routine right now as it stands. Tapping is incredible. If you've never done it, gotta try it. I'll link to my favorite person down below, Brad Yates. He has some great tapping videos for sleep. And I just find that if I'm starting to overthink or worry about things, or my brain won't shut off, that the tapping makes a huge difference. If you've just been kind of going to bed on a wish and a prayer and hoping it'll just all work out all right, then this might be a little bit daunting. But I really recommend that you just sit with yourself and figure out what's doable, what you will actually be able to commit to, and what really resonates for you. Again, I highly recommend that you do some energy clearing and grounding practices on yourself and the room. I highly recommend that you use some tool like tea or magnesium or melatonin to help your body calm. I highly recommend that you do something like journaling or tapping to let your mind rest. And again, I highly recommend those blue light glasses so that you are not getting a lot of light in your eyes, tricking your brain into thinking that it's the middle of the day when you actually need to naturally start to release some melatonin. Finally, going to bed the same time every single night is super helpful. You can also use things like meditating, writing out your practice, visualizing yourself going through your routine. This tricks our subconscious mind into wanting to do it, right? Because the subconscious does not know the difference between reality and imagination. So the more you can imagine your routine before you do it, see yourself going through with it, see yourself falling to sleep and sleeping peacefully, start mocking this up. A final note here that's just kind of coming through right now that I realize I need to mention is, what is the quality of the content that you are consuming on a regular basis? If you are still watching violent shows or programs or scary movies or things like this, and you watch any of this stuff at night, forget about it. I don't watch violent shows. I do not watch violent movies. I do not watch scary things. I don't watch Dateline or stuff like this anymore. I used to love that stuff. I no longer watch that. So be really vigilant about what you are consuming, because again, your subconscious does not know the difference between reality and not reality. So if you're watching crazy stuff on TV and then you want to go to bed and have a peaceful sleep, that doesn't really work, does it? I hope these tips are helpful. Again, check out the links down below. And if you haven't subscribed, please click the little button and subscribe so that we can stay connected. All right, see you in the next video.